This is an Airtrack. What we have here is this long track which has holes perforated in it and through which we pump air, and there's a pump here which is connected to it. On the track we have this gadget which is a glider, and this will glide along the track quite friction free because of the pumped air through it. We can time its motion through these gates here, which we can switch on using the switches here. If we home in, you can see the controls, and we're allowed to reset it. Now these are a paired set of timers which will time the motion through from start to finish, going through the first timer until it goes through the second timer. This card on the glider is what interrupts a light beam on the photogate timer. We're initially going to just level the track, so we need individual timers, so it times through this one and times through that one, and you can do that by clicking on the red cube here, and that will change the right hand timer to being an independent timer. We can switch that on here. So if we start the pump by clicking on it here, you can see that changing. You can see that there's a pipe feeding the air moves, and you should see that the glider starts to move, and as it goes through the timer you can see the dot of light on the card, and the timer tells you how long it took to pass through, and then the same is true for the second. Again, you can see the dot of light here as it passes through. It'll rebound on the bottom, but you turn the blower off, it'll come to a halt. You can see the difference in time. It took 2 seconds to go, 2.5 seconds nearly to go through the second timer, and 4 seconds to go through this one here. Now when it's getting more level, you're going to have to provide an impulse to it. I'll show you how to do that in a second, but for the moment it's clearly accelerating as it goes along here, and you need to lower this part of the track. And so you can turn this here, and then having lowered it a little, you want to reset the timers, start the air again, and you can give it an impulse, and again you can see how long it takes to go through each one. And again, depending on the amount of time, that's clearly slowing down as it goes this way, so it needs to be made even lower. And you just continue doing that until you get it going through. Notice how I provided the impulse to it. So with this on, we'll just reset these. So air, you can see air is going through. We put the mouse over the sphere in the middle, and we just use the mouse wheel to give it a little kick, and then it'll go through the timers. You can see again that it must be accelerating as it goes along here, as this time is shorter. Okay, so you just iterate with that until you get it just about the same time through each timer. Be careful to give the kick well before it reaches one of the timer gates. Okay?